Hail and well met. Welcome to episode 4 of Greymantle, the dark kind of gaslight, steampunky sort of fantasy setting that we have going. And that is a brainchild of Allie Pitchford and a little bit myself, mostly Allie though. And speaking of Allie, she is here in the show as she often is. And we also have our regular crew of Fortifer and Amanda as well. Jen is supposed to be here, but she's running a little late. She might have some issues connecting. So if she pops up, that'll be great. In the meantime, hi, I'm Eric DeB. I often DM games on this stream. I'm downgrading it to often DM because we have a lot going on this stream and it's not all me DMing, and that's awesome. I wanted to mention that this week is Extra Life, a gaming event that raises money for charitable causes. We typically donate to Children's Hospital. I'm pretty sure that's what we're doing again this year. And we have 3 events. We're only doing 12 hours rather than the 24 hours because none of us are getting any younger. And starting at 12 o'clock, we are going to have the 3rd and probably final episode of our Aurora story, which is the fantasy world that embraces the constellations and the magic of the stars, run by somebody from Aurora. I'm not sure exactly who it is, but it's going to be somebody on their team, and I'm really looking forward to that because that's a really fun game. At 4, we have Bust My Lair, which is being run by the legendary Keith Ammon, who is the author of The Monsters Know What They're Doing, a guide to making your monsters really dangerous in Dungeons and Dragons rather than just bags of hit points. We are playing 13th level characters and he is going to brutalize us. It is amazing. And then at 8 p.m., special long game from 8 p.m. until midnight, we are having part 1 of our Westgate Irregulars Destiny arc, which is what we're doing in place of a season 4. We're not doing a full extended season 4. We're doing kind of a mini series of games, which is going to wrap up that storyline. So I know you've been waiting a long time. You just have 1, 2, 3 more days to wait until we kick off the end of that story arc. We have some cool stuff planned. I hope to see you there. On that note, take it away, Allie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alexander Pitchford, as said previously. Usually you'll see me in chat as Shay Darksong. I am generally a moderator, but I've been around more often lately, which is nice. And I'll be playing not Shay.
You almost did it. You almost did it. Anyway.
I'll be playing Sparrow tonight, and I do have a brief blurb about one of our sponsors. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Faraday and Faraday from the Brimstone Angels.
It's Farida, Allie.
Farida. Fine. I got it wrong.
It's fine. It's fine.
Including Farida. Look, my brain is mush sometimes. I'm sorry. Anyway, the game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com.
Excellent. Forta.
I remembered to unmute.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Forta. You can find me on Twitter at FortaFair, no dash in between. Twitch, when it functions, when my setup functions, same handle. Most other places there is a dash in between. I illustrate, I play games, and tonight I'm going to be playing Sounder, the shifter wizard, and I'm playing a homebrew class of wizard, so it's going to be exciting. Hopefully we get to see some of that in action tonight.
Nice.
But yeah, that's it. That's me.
All right, Amanda.
Hi, my name's Amanda Cherry, and I'm just happy to be here. I mostly write books about magical queer women who are not very nice. And most importantly, just wrote one with our friend Eric Scott to be over there that comes out in 2 weeks, which that I'm still sort of, my mind is blown that someone actually decided to publish. Tonight, I will be returning as Anji, the tiefling bard Sheila E. of Greymantle, ready to pop star my way through the criminal underworld, and I'm very excited.
Excellent, excellent. It occurs to me that there are a couple other things to mention. One is that we are doing a one-shot demo of a game called The Crowned, a TTRPG where you play gods of your choice on November 7th at 10 p.m. So look forward to that. I believe that's a Monday, or is that a Sunday?
That should be a Monday because the 14th is also a Monday.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's a Monday. Cool. Oh, I'm being corrected that it's 10 a.m., not 10 p.m. You know, that makes a big difference, honestly. 10,
Yeah, a little bit.
10 a.m. Pacific time. So it's a midday game, not a drunken after hours game. Good to know. Okay. And so on that note, who all remembers where you were last time? As I recall, there was a plot about some treachery was afoot. So I want you to just think about what you remember from last game while I read the little opening that I designed for this one. So here we go. Get to here on my notes. Load notes. Okay. Circles. Time is a flat circle. We love, we hate, we live, we die. The sun rises, the sun sets. Light and darkness is a circle. The only distinction, shadow. That's from the poetry of Abalaster Crown, a member of the Shadow Knives and Bard Laureate of Greymantle. So you have been led out to go and deal with a Shadow Knives hideout, safe house, where your old friend Tarrant, friend being a kind of a stretch there, is headed out to go and do some breaking and entering. And you, as I recall, plan to interfere with that in some way. So it is night, as it is always night in night side of Greymantle. And you are on the cobbled streets headed toward where this hideout is. Now, if you recall, you made some checks at the end of last session, and I promised you that it was going to have some impact on this session. I believe that I implied that I'd follow up with you on Discord between games and tell you about it, but I didn't do that, so I'm just going to tell you about what kind of things happen at this point. So, Sounder, you had investigated to figure out which of the codes are correct. As you recall, Sparrow had a number of passcodes that may or may not be out of date. And you got a pretty good success on your investigation check, and you determined that one of those passcodes, which is indeed a line from that poem, specifically time is a flat circle, is a valid passcode that will still get you into a Shadow Knives dock house or safe house or crash pad, whatever. They have numerous ones around the city. It might be variable, but you're pretty sure that of all the codes you have, that's the one that would be most successful. Oriana reached out to some political contacts to see if she could ascertain anything about the Shadow Knives activities. And in this case, what she learned was that the Shadow Knives made a big, like, they succeeded on a big score, and they're going to make a big deal, and they're very happy about it. She heard a rumor that several Shadow Knives were celebrating and saying that there was this this big deal going down tonight at midnight, and but that's all she got from that. Sparrow, you were investigating the safe house, and I'm going to tell you that information when we actually get to the safe house itself. Anji, your persuasion check to do some sourcing was very successful, and you got your hands on an invisibility potion and 2 healing potions. Okay, so you're headed through the cobbled streets, and eventually you get to overseeing the safe house itself. So if roll 20 is up, we can start looking at roll 20 here. You all see yourselves?
Yes.
Cool. All right, let me see about, okay, I gotta make Oriana capable of being manipulated by everybody, because Jen is not quite here yet. So, all right, Sparrow, this is what you determined based on your knowledge and what you could figure out about this safe house. You have been here once before. You know there's a big common room. It's where it's a little bit broken down inside, obviously kind of an older building. Many of the buildings in Nightside are like this. And go. All right. Everyone should be able to use Oriana's token and manipulate it. Okay. There is a big common room and with a fireplace and shedding light throughout the common room. That's pretty much as far as you've been inside it yourself. You know that there's space in the back that is difficult to get into, and there's usually a guard kind of dissuading people from going in there without a clear reason. You also know that there is a second story, part of which is open to the air. There's a roof extending over it, but there's kind of a balcony, and on that balcony are usually at least 1 or possibly 2 crossbow wielders who are keeping watch over the streets. Okay, and that's about what you ascertained from your investigation. So here you are. You're kind of at the north end of the building. It is just to the south of you. Oriana was on there twice. It was weird. But now she is just once. Okay. So yeah, you see this dilapidated rundown building. There are lamp posts with fiery oil burning lamps swinging faintly in the cold breeze. You think as you walk, you see kind of like movement and shapes in the shadows around you, but you're very used to Nightside, and that's just kind of what it's like. You don't think you've been followed. You don't think anybody is watching you right now, but you are close to that safe house, and theoretically there are people up on the balcony. Okay, what would you like to do?
Well, first, I would actually like to call out a Winterborn 1-2, because they gave Sparrow a preemptive inspiration.
Nice. Gonna need that
for any upcoming Chaos Gremlin shenanigans. So that is much appreciated. Thank you very much. All right, so I believe plan-wise, we actually had discussed figuring out where Tarrant had perched himself and distracting him, and basically working him over to our to think that we were on his side still. So I would definitely I think that's definitely still on the docket.
Yeah, I think I would want to sort of lead whichever part of the party is going to go find Tarrant, because he thinks I'm working with him and he doesn't know I'm working with them, and so me being like, why yes, we are indeed all one team.
Yeah, I think that's probably
Also, I'm very charming, so
very true. Sparrow can be plenty charming when she puts her mind to it,
when she chooses.
when she so chooses. So I think going to talk to him is probably a good idea at this point. And then I know Sounder, the other plan was that Sounder and Oriana were going to try to enter through that sewer entrance.
Yes.
Okay.
To which end Sounder would have brought like a small chest and possibly given Oriana a small chest with like the usual mundane-ish components that, can be useful in A, to casters, and B, in a variety of other situations.
Okay.
And by small, I mean like no bigger than like this big around, and like maybe 3 of these stacked high. Like,
Okay.
something you can smuggle in a coat if necessary.
Makes sense. Yeah. All right. So you look like you have some loot that you're delivering,
Yeah.
basically. Okay. Yeah. All right. So there are entrances to the sewers in many places. We could just assume that you go down into the sewers and are headed to underneath the building. So let me see. Let's do Sparrow and Aji first.
Hmm.
So you two are kind of coming up on the building. And it has kind of started drizzling rain. And it looks pretty unpleasant for anyone out on the streets.
Tarrant is
Don't-
himself unpleasant, so
Yeah, you don't immediately see anyone up on the balcony, but you do see the balcony, which is basically right here at the kind of northeast corner of the building.
Okay.
Would you like to, I don't know, case the place a little bit?
I think a little bit, just to get an idea of what setup he might have for himself at this point, just to kind of get a lay of the land. So,
Okay. So I want to remind everyone that this is not Tarrant's safe house. He
Right.
was coming here to break in, and he might have already broken in. You're not really sure.
I'm gonna mostly pay attention to any of the Shadow Knives people I see and what they're paying attention to, because
Okay.
Tarrant is good, but he's not that good, and there is every chance that they're on to him, even if they don't know it's him they're on to yet. Like there's something not right, and that would be what they are paying attention to.
Okay.
We just need to be slightly sneakier than he is to watch them watch him, and then we'll know where he is.
okay.
Okay. Are you going to do your casing subtly?
One would try, yes.
Okay. Make a stealth check, please.
$24 for Sparrow.
All right. So Sparrow basically melts into the shadows.
Yeah, I'm still looking for... Okay, there I am. Oh, that was bad. That would be a 3.
Oh no.
That was bad. That was bad.
Anji starts shouting, hey, where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Sparrow's just gone.
Okay, yeah. Anji, you inadvertently made some noise, and you see a crossbow person up in that balcony, and leaning over the corner, looking down to see what's going on. But Sparrow has disappeared. This is that kind of grizzled, shady ne'er-do-well with a crossbow up there, just peering out down at you. Ugh.
I'm just gonna stand there and look cute and completely innocuous. This
Okay.
is the sound of me. I mean, it was the fact I was wearing hard-soled platform boots that made the sound to begin with, and I look damn nice right there. So I'm just gonna stand there and look cute.
I'm gonna need you to roll a charisma check, please.
Of course you are, which is fine.
Oh my God.
That was a nat 20, and I have a charisma of 20. So
there you go. Okay, so the crossbow person has apparently heard of you and recognizes you immediately. And goes, "Oi, aren't you the drummer?
Indeed, I am.
The Horn Princess. Hey, give us a song, love."
Always good to be a fan.
And another crossbow. Hey, come here. And another crossbowman comes over, and they both look down at you, and they're like, "Hey, yeah. I seen you perform at the Midwinter Festival. It was cold, but you really brought the heat."
I'll keep you warm year round, love. It's me, Dawn.
All right, they are very well distracted. All right, Allie. You can go ahead and move Sparrow around the building pretty much freely.
Okay.
So these
You're
windows
welcome.
on the north side of the building are windows, but they're mostly boarded over, so you can kind of see just a little bit through the cracks in the windows. And dynamic lighting is on, so you should be able to see just little cracks. Can you see yourself in the building?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and move yourself, and I'll tell you what you see based on where you go.
Okay. And which direction did you say that the perch was exactly?
It is at the kind of northeast corner of the building.
Northeast? Okay.
Yeah. So you're kind of hiding under the eaves right here. I mean, maybe you are. No one can see you, so if no one can see the thief, is the thief really there? Who knows?
Who knows? I think she'll move in a bit closer. Just try to get
Schrodinger's sparrow.
kind of position herself beside the window. Try to.
Okay, yeah. All right. You can peer inside the window, and you see that it appears to be a bedroom of some kind, or maybe like a study. There are a couple of crates and chests and whatnot.
Okay.
Don't see any people in there though.
All right.
So the main door is to the south of you. It's on the east side of the building, but it might make more sense to try and go in around the back or something.
Yeah, more than likely. But we know that Tarrant's perch is up. Like he's up higher. Is that what it was?
Well, you do know that he's a second story work sort of guy. He tends to do things from above. And B, where Anji recommended that he perch and check out the building was indeed on the rooftop of the building just to the north of where you are.
Okay.
So yeah, if you look up there, make a perception check, please.
Perception. I'm gonna go ahead and use that inspiration already. So that's an 8. I'm not enthused by the 8.
Okay. You look up at the darkness, you squint, you think of your mysterious figure from your dreams who occasionally inspires you to do better. And you
do better.
You see, yes, this great wintry fae appears and says, "Do better," and then disappears.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, with your 20 result,
20. Yes.
you do indeed see a cord, like a thin silk rope strung from that building over to the second floor of this building. So
Okay.
yeah, and it was very difficult to see against the dark, cloudy sky, but it's faintly glistening with raindrops.
Okay. Hmm.
You
Well,
see no sign of Tarrant, like you don't see him, but you do see a rope, and that seems like his kind of thing.
yeah, I'm gonna move to the rope, and I'm
Well, I
gonna
mean,
try to.
it's 20 feet up, so
It's 20 feet up. Okay, I have
yeah,
to get up
it's
the
going
rope.
from the roof to the
Okay,
second
I see what
story.
he did. I
Mhm.
see what he did. Okay. Well, hmm. I guess that means I'm already inside then. Well, we'll just have to get inside ourselves, won't we? I
Okay.
think Sparrow will indeed start moving around toward the back of the building. Try to find a way inside.
Right. Go ahead and move yourself. And while
Okay.
you're doing that, let's check in with Forden. So Sounder and Oriana are trudging through the sewer. It smells foul. Um, it is nice that Nightside has sanitation and a sewer system. However, uh, it could use some more daily maintenance. Um, you're squishing through mud and offal, and there are rats and tiny squeaky things that might be rats or might be something worse scurrying out from under your feet. You are muted, so let me know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and you're approaching. Oriana seems distracted. She's constantly like scratching at her collarbone, like she's itchy or anxious in some way.
I don't know exactly what Sounder would say to try and reassure her, but she would say something. My brain is just mush. I don't know what she'd say.
That's fine. I mean, you could say I inquire about what's going on, and that's fine. She says, I don't know. I just feel, I have this itch under my leathers. This is terrible. This is very embarrassing. Like, just would you look the other way for a moment?
Sure, you just need a minute.
She starts unbuckling, and she's just like,
gonna keep watch.
oh, that feels a little bit better. It's just heartburn, but like on the skin. Have you ever had that feeling?
Usually that's because like poison ivy or something.
Oh, no, that was a fling last summer. What? Anyway, we're almost there. She sort of like loosely buttons her leather back up. Yeah,
Like
she
the
seems
fling
distracted.
Her name or like what you call the fling?
Yes?
Yeah, okay. That was a bad question, poorly worded. I should have known better.
So you turn a corner in the sewer and you see a ladder kind of set into the wall, leading up to a trapdoor. And it doesn't really stand out from all the other instances of like a ladder and a trapdoor or a manhole that you might encounter in your way through the sewer, except that there are markings which look like a little inverted triangle, like an isosceles triangle that's colored with black, which is a fairly standard Shadow Knives indication of like a place that they would go. So Since you wouldn't see it if you didn't know to look for it, but you know to look for it because you were actively looking for a way into this place. So yeah, that's your entrance.
All right. So just to clarify, I heard that correctly. Symbol near kind
Yeah,
of.
the symbol is like inked on the wall next
Yeah.
to this ladder, which leads up to a
Alright.
trapdoor.
Okay. So yeah, just gonna kind of.
Okay.
Having worked with them before, smuggled for them before, is there like any kind of protocol that like is normal when you come to such a trapdoor to be like, hey, I'm with y'all, let me in? Besides just climbing up, knocking, and giving the passcode.
Just climbing up, knocking, giving the passcode usually suffices.
Okay. Then that's what happened. Just kind of shuffles up. Just wait here a moment to Oriana and climbs up, does the knot, and
Okay.
then goes. As if she gets, an indication or just like the feeling that someone's listening. She's not just gonna say it to the void, but like if she gets the sense that someone's there to hear it, she's gonna go. Time's a flat circle.
Okay. So yeah, you do hear footsteps approaching, kind of like a muttering, murmuring sound. And you hear the creaking of wood as someone is stepping over toward this trapdoor. And sure enough, the trapdoor is opened, and you find yourself in what looks like a kitchen, or at least it might have been a kitchen at one time. They seem to be preparing various kinds of crafts, like building chains and manacles and things like that. There are also two little pots of something that smells not too great, bubbling in the middle. And before you, there is a gruff, roguish individual dressed in brown and black leathers, and he's wearing a cloak, but his hood is back around his neck. And he says, "Hey, I didn't know there was any shipment coming."
Special delivery for magician type. I don't know where you want it.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make a charisma check of some kind.
Okay. Give me 1 sec to pull up the
Probably persuasion or deception.
Yeah, we're gonna go with deception once I get my sheet back up. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. Take your time.
There it is. We're gonna go. We can just hit that right there. Hopefully this goes well. Yes. Just to everyone you roll. Yes. Why are you questioning this?
Oh, technology.
Goodness, what are you doing?
So yeah, this particular roguish individual is wearing a couple of daggers and has a short sword at his belt. He doesn't look particularly on his guard. He looks like he was maybe eating, or based on the smell of his breath, drinking quite heavily. Cheap sour ale that assails you as he breathes on you. Beyond him, you can hear the sound of folk talking loudly, laughing, sharing some jests. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't seem overly suspicious or anything. He says, yeah, well, wipes his hands off on his jerkin, puts a hand out to help you up into the into the room.
Thanks. My partner's down there. She's got the rest of it.
Yeah, of course. Something for wizardly type, huh? Spell components?
Yeah, small stuff mostly. Nothing expensive.
Probably foul smelling. Like we had a shipment of guano the other week and it was its breath smells real bad.
I'll say it doesn't smell as bad as that, about whatever it is bubbling in that pot. But
He says, oh, that? Yeah, well, one of those is stew and the other is laundry. Which do you think is which, huh?
which one looks thicker?
He has just like some of his teeth and most of them are just kind of yellow and slightly rotted.
Yeah.
And he says, and he looks down into the yawning gap to see your partner who's coming up after you, right? And he goes, whoa, is that a hellfire?
Used to be, I guess. I don't know.
You got one of the horn ones with you? Wow. I didn't know we had that many contacts. Oriana is like, what? Ah, yes, I am a former member of the Hellfire, specifically of the family of Mephistopheles. And the rogue kind of like, okay. He failed his religion check. He has no idea what she's saying. He looks back at Sounder.
I mean, I don't really put much stock in that anyway. I don't know.
Where do you want these spell components? Oriana says, lifting up the chest. Oh yeah, over this way. Over this way. He directs you over to this table, which is covered with implements of various kinds, mostly daggers and short swords that they're kind of like sharpening or like fixing. Some of them don't have hilts on them, like it still needs to be kind of like slid on and attached. Some of them are lacking wrappings on their handles. There are a couple of broken blades that someone has obviously been filing down to make into little throwing daggers or darts. Standard thiefly stuff. Okay. Yeah, he says, just over here. I'll get it to Verimax when I get the chance.
Yeah, thanks. And how many did you say were in the room? Sorry.
Just the one. You only see the one okay. Rogue. Although I will say that he has come from, it looks like, this room up to the north of you, opening up one of the doors. It's a set of double doors right there, and through that faint light into that room, you can see that there's some kind of dinner going on. People are sitting around tables. You see one roguish type that you can peer at through the door. You hear laughter and discussion, and it sounds like there's some kind of game going on, a card game.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy that you started talking to seems not at all suspicious of you. Like you used the code, and he thinks that you're just here to do a deal. He says, how much were you supposed to be paid for this? Wait, I shouldn't be asking you that. That's bad business. Let me check with Karis in the other room. I'll be right back. And then he heads up.
I'm sitting here
back
trying
through
to
that
think
door.
of a spell I might have to like affect this in some way, and I'm looking at all of this and going, ooh, fuck. I picked a bunch of like defense spells, fighting spells, and like spying spells, but not manipulate people spells.
And there's the one for tonight, folks.
Yeah.
One F-bomb per game. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I believe Anji is actually the one who has mostly the person manipulating magic. So,
I
And
think
and I'm outside waving to the adoring crowd,
right.
making all the snipers on the roof want to come and adore me so that perhaps Sparrow can sneak around and find where Tarrant
Block
is
party.
hiding.
That's the goal.
Okay, okay, so he heads up into that room to the north, leaving you alone in the semi kitchen and or laundry of the hideout. And we're going to switch back briefly, at least, to Sparrow and Anji. So Anji, you are putting on a show, just entertaining those snipers.
Just being charming, like haven't even resorted to a whole like show yet. Just being
Yeah.
cute, possibly like undoing a button every once in a while. Just
Yeah. Okay.
keeping their attention. It's what I
Cool,
do.
cool.
Sparrow has vanished, and so I am presuming that that is in service of the goal and not just like cowardice, but I don't know.
It is.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you did, enter into this deal looking to double cross Tarrant with these people who agreed to double cross Tarrant. It's always
So
possible
they
they're going to double cross
right
you.
now. Yeah, no. Either way, I'm fine right now. They can look at me all they want. I'm good.
Okay. I will mention Jen is not here, but you can still call upon Oriana to do stuff for you.
Okay.
And she basically, she has the friends spell. That's one of her cantrips, which basically gives you advantage on a charisma check toward one creature that isn't hostile toward you. So, and that's just a cantrip that she can just spam. So whenever you need to make a charisma check, I will let her help you and thus give you the advantage of that sort of thing. Okay. All right, Sparrow, you are sneaking around the building.
I am.
When you get out to the back, there's this kind of grassy area with trees, although the trees are gnarled and bent, and the branches are leaning down like fingers, the way a lot of things look in Nightside. There is a well as well in the middle of the grassy area.
All right.
You see that there are a number of other windows. You can probably see those on the map. There are very old barrels just outside the building. A wagon up here, a wagon wheel, abandoned bits of pieces of broken things that merchants might use. Lots of detritus.
Okay.
You see a bunch of these windows. Where do you want to go?
I'm still trying to
clearly still keeping them distracted.
Well, I am still trying to circle around, trying to find like a doorway or something that will give me entrance inside. Or although an unbarred, unlocked window would also suffice. Do any of these windows look like they'd be big enough to get through?
This one down here, which is just to the south of you.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda, I'm sorry, I realized I didn't have vision enabled on your token. You should be able to see things better now, though. Okay, this one down here to the south of you. Yeah, you can see that there's a hallway inside, and the window itself is not boarded over. You think you could pick the lock and get through this window without a whole lot of trouble.
Okay.
You don't see any people either. You do see flickering light coming from here. And you can see that there's a window at the far end next to a staircase.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and try to pick this window then.
Okay. I'm going to need you to use your thieves' tools and dexterity, please.
Okay, let's do this. It's a 14. It's not fantastic, but it's not awful.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to jimmy this lock open.
All right.
And yeah, you can slide the window open. It's old and kind of not very well set, but you can still get it open. Mostly because Anji's making a lot of noise out in the street. Just nobody's paying attention to what's going on back here.
Perfect. All
All
right.
right. So you open the window, slip
I'll
inside.
open the window, slip inside.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So in this corridor, you can see that there are.
Roll 20 is not actually letting me move my token there. Okay, there we go.
That's.
Now it is. It was very odd.
I mean, I moved you.
Oh, you moved me. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, it wasn't letting me do it.
It might not be set up properly. I'll just check into it while I'm telling you what you see. So
Okay.
in this corridor, you see that there are a bunch. There are 2 doors, one on either side of you. They look like fairly small, kind of doors to like a side room, not really a. Not like a bedroom or a major room. Yeah, it should be allowing you to use it. Okay. Anyway, sorry, Roll20 is just being a little bit. Oh, I know why Roll20 wasn't doing it. It's because I didn't move the full on impassable wall that I had built there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, well, dynamic lighting is really cool. Okay.
Mhm.
And it allows me to like put on walls and stuff, and I can also put on transparent walls, which you can see through. But I also put on a wall that but like if it's transparent, I have to move you through it. You can't move through it yourself. Neat functionality of Roll20. Anyway, so yeah, there are these 2 minor doors. There appears to be that T-junction. What are you gonna do?
Okay. Well, I know that if Tarrant is in here, he is likely upstairs. So staircase seems like a solid choice of place to try to get to. So I think I am going to try to slip a bit closer. So
Make a new stealth check because you're kind of in
Yeah.
a new situation.
What's a 20? Not shabby.
Okay, yep, you're still pretty stealthy.
Pretty sneaky, sis. All right.
All right, once you get here, you can peer around the corner
mhm.
and you can see that there is a thiefly type leaning against the wall kind of near the end of this corridor
Mhm.
to the west. You're just kind of peeking out from around the corner. They don't seem to see you. They're picking at their nails with a dagger.
Okay. Well, then
And there's
I'm
a
not...
big barrel. There's actually a stack of barrels just to your other side.
Okay. Well, I am not going to bother that man or person, whatever they are. Let him. He's busy. He's busy. I don't want to be rude. So I'm going to continue to just kind of. Well, let's see here. What's the shadow situation looking like? As far as like, could I bamf myself over to the to the foot of the stairs?
Okay, there's a little bit of light in this room, just down below you. You also see another a shadow knife, just kind of hanging out in this room, kind of pacing back and forth, waiting for something.
All right.
And you can also see some faint light coming from this area. It looks kind of like candlelight or maybe torchlight. The light in this room is brighter, stronger, and you can hear crackling flames like a fireplace. There's a door
Okay.
right here. This door is actually open. Let me just do that real fast. Okay. And you can see light coming out of there as well. And you hear folk laughing and talking.
Okay.
And you hear a rogue, one of the people, go in and say, hey, there's a delivery of spell components down here.
Just kind of smirked to herself at that.
Karis, did you order spell components? You know you're not supposed to get those delivered to work. Anyway.
All right. Well, would the shadows in the corridor be enough that I could step from where I am to closer to the stairs? Like,
yeah, you could
Okay.
do that, sure.
Yeah, so I wanna try to get as close to the foot of the stairs as I possibly can.
Okay, how far does your shadow dancing allow you to go?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. You get down to here. The faint light from this room casts a shadow around this wall, and you just kind of step out of that shadow. You can now see that there are 2 thieves in this room here, and you're pretty sure that you hear Sounder and Oriana talking in the other room. Specifically, Oriana saying, "Now what?" and Sounder formulating a suitable reply.
All right. Excellent. Well, with that done, I'm going to try to sneak up the stairs.
Okay.
So the last
All
thing
right.
I want is for these people to know that I'm here. That
Okay,
would be
you're
bad.
gonna head up the stairs. All right.
Yes.
So let's move on to you just disappear for a second. Let's move back to Anji. So Anji, you're out in the street.
Oh, lads, getting a bit soggy down here it is. Mind let me in the building? We can continue this party a bit closer together.
Make a persuasion check.
I will do that, and then if that doesn't work, I will try something else.
Cool.
All right. And that is with I have +7, so 11.
11. Okay. So they don't like clam up or like get serious or anything, but one of them's like, sorry, sorry, Horned Princess, we're on duty. We can't do that. We're guards, guarding this place.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to use a spell on them. I'm gonna invoke Charm Person.
Okay.
So.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of saving throw am I looking at here?
They're gonna throw Wisdom, and they're looking for a 15, apparently.
Okay. Just do. Oh yeah, he did not succeed. Yes, you definitely charm one of those bandits. And he says, no, you all, we should let her in. I think Karis won't mind, particularly if we bring her to the party. It's about shift change, isn't it? Isn't it about shift change? And they say,
always love a party, me. Yeah, we should do that.
And one of them, who's being a contrarian, is like, shift change was an hour ago. Come on, you know this. You know, isn't it one of your friends who buggers off to the tavern to get drunk on shift change? And the thief is like, no, we should let her in. It's fine. Look at her. What harm can she do? Anyway, so they disappear from the balcony. And the one that you charmed is like, go around to the front door. We'll let you in.
And I will do exactly that because he is well in my thrall, and I know that men in my thrall are going to do what I want them to.
Excellent. Okay, so back to Sounder. You and Oriana are in the kitchen. You thought you heard a faint shadow flitting past, but when you look, there is nothing there. Anyway, so yeah, there's the one pot of stew and the one pot of laundry, or maybe it's the other way around. You're not sure.
Before that guy comes back,
Mhm.
I would like to take ladle from pot of stew or laundry and put it in pot of laundry or stew, and vice versa.
Switch the ladles. Okay.
You know, just a little ladle of each into the wrong thing. Just
Fair
The
enough.
most alarming part is you're still not sure which is which.
Yeah.
Yep.
That did not make it clear. Okay, so as you're doing that, Oriana has headed over here to go put the things down on the table. You can see that in this large common room, there's a large fireplace from which light is cascading out into the room. And there are two thieves in that room. One you can faintly see right here. Okay. And one over by the lounging on this couch over here on the other end. The one who is pacing back and forth, that is this one who is nearby, looks around and looks at you like, hey, and then starts heading over toward you. Hey, you, who are you? So this thief is of the more femme variety, but otherwise very similar to the one that you initially encountered. Just kind of down on her luck and hygiene optional.
Yeah, you know how it is. A couple days of working, and that's one of the first things that slides to the wayside. Just clean yourself up a little and go about your business.
Yeah. She does look dramatically angrier than the one that you encountered in the first place. Maybe maybe impatient, anxious about something. She comes over and she says, hey, how'd you get in here? Where'd you come from?
Smugglers run, you know.
Oh, her eyes kind of wide.
Just kind of points at the crates on the table. I went off to get my payment. Hasn't come back yet.
I see. All right, go ahead and make a deception check. Oriana is subtly in the background, working a little bit of magic, so you have advantage on this check.
Okay. Oh, come on. Being a pain. This is what I get for having a machine that is too small. There we go. I know with it being a pinch. Hopefully that goes well. Not.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Terrible.
Not terrible. Okay, so 14. With your 14, she doesn't get immediately suspicious of you. She sort of believes your story and goes, "Oh, are you the ones bringing the delivery?" Sorry.
Yeah, I guess. That on the table. That's what I delivered.
Oh, she looks around. Can I see it?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Go
she
over
heads
there.
over. She heads over, no longer paying attention to either you or Oriana, and goes over the box.
And you said there's another one in that room that I can. Yeah, I can barely
Yeah.
make him out.
It's kind of like snoozing over here on the couch.
Just gonna kind of just try and catch Oriana's eye and be like, "Go on, get in there, go get."
Oriana turns to you and like slightly moves aside her cloak, and she's got her dagger, and she's like, "Hmm?"
And so I'm just gonna look at the trap door that is presumably still kind of open. And
Yeah,
just kind
it
of
is.
like that there. Let's just put her in there.
Okay.
She's gonna try and like, it's not gonna be discreet because if we manage to push her in, it's going to cause noise. Mainly just trying to make it seem like it was a, you slipped, you weren't paying attention, didn't think the door was open, fell through. So now we're, like, oh, ooh, somebody get a medic kind of thing I'm about to try and orchestrate.
Excellent. Well, I would like you to make a charisma check, just a straight charisma check to determine how well that gets across to Oriana, who cannot read your mind, but can read your kind of like innuendos.
Friggin' charade game happening here that is probably not going to go great.
You do not have advantage on this check because she's not doing friends against herself. Okay, 13. Okay, sure. All right. So what Oriana is going to do is she is going to come up behind the bandit lady and casually put out her hand behind her and then just Eldritch Blast her. So just gonna,
like, Sounder is in the middle of having gestured into the freaking trap door and kind of stuck leg out, like, just a little push over the, oh, that is not what I was asking, but it could work.
She has advantage because the bandit has no idea this is happening. Anyway, and does hit. Does 7 points of force damage to the bandit. Just slams her down onto the table. She knocks aside the box. Spell components or whatever you were pretending was spell components goes flying all over the room. And the thief is like, what? Her nose is starting to bleed. And she looks back at you, and it is time to roll initiative. So.
One more useless attempt at oh, whoa, what was that? Are you good? Just looking appropriately shocked.
Concern.
Yes, much concern.
Remember to click on your token and then hit roll initiative. Otherwise, it won't register it in the order.
You literally said that as I was clicking the button.
Yep. I can also add you in. It's not a problem. Because the 22 is a pretty good result, so I'm just going to put that in. Okay, so Sounder, you get to go first, which is probably good. So this rogue is kind of reeling, like, what just happened? And then it's your turn to act. What would you like to do?
This is a terrible idea, but what I'm going to do is kind of call out to the party, in the other room. Hey, you guys playing tricks in there? Someone's throwing like stuff around.
Okay.
Just gonna try and like deceive as much as possible, cause a little confusion, so maybe when they come in here, they're not immediately, who attacked, you guys attacked our guy.
Okay, so you can just make a deception check.
This is gonna go badly, but she's making the attempt. Gotta have that hustle. Okay, not terrible.
Okay. They're like, they appear to be somewhat confused. They're not really sure what you mean. Your rogue friend from before, they send him to check it out. He comes back in and he says, "Hey, what's going on, smugglers?" He looks around. He sees the other rogue. Okay, it is her turn to act. Basically, you stopped anybody else from coming to investigate. They just sent this one guy.
That's all I wanted.
Okay.
That's all I need.
And that bandit is going to turn on Oriana and draw out her short sword. And here we go. I don't think that's going to hit, but I will check her armor class to make sure. Oh, it does hit her. Oh no. Okay, yeah, Oriana takes some damage from this short sword. It is not a much of a hit. It's kind of a glancing hit. It only does some of the damage. One thing I'm trying out is when you roll exactly the same armor class as the person, I'm having it do half damage rather than full damage, as though it were just a glancing hit. And that's what happened here.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, she pulls out the sword. Oriana just jumps back a little bit. It hits where Oriana left her leathers slightly open, and so it cuts across her skin, parting her clothes slightly. And you see a faint bit of blood appear. And then you see Oriana's eyes, including the one strange one, start flaring with fire, as though rage is taking her over.
Kind of sort of, maybe not free action, but just whoa, hey, lady.
Would you like to try and stop her from going full hellfire on these dudes?
Yes, because the last thing I need is everybody coming in here and this guy going, clearly you are the problem.
Okay, that would be persuasion or intimidation.
Yeah, we're going persuasion because I'm not going to try and intimidate.
Okay.
Because that just seems rude to intimidate your friend.
A little bit.
I will say the attempt at persuasion is, whoa, hey, we don't really know what's happening here yet. Everybody slow down.
All right. You managed to convince Oriana not to use Hellish Rebuke immediately. She will hold on to that, but it is her turn. And she immediately says, hey, this traitor just started attacking me, and draws a weapon to stab the bandit. So what does she got? Ooh, a sickle. She pulls out her sickle to stab at the bandit. Okay.
This was just supposed to be a quick drop off. This wasn't what is going on here.
Sickle comes out and slashes across the bandit, who goes and falls over.
Well, this is awkward. just really trying to play up the whole look. We were just supposed to be here for one thing, and then she came in here, something weird happened, she jumped her. It's a mess.
The rogue looks at you. Make another deception check.
This is gonna go badly.
Not with advantage, because
No
Oriana is not able to do her magic or assist you. If anything, she's getting in the way.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. This is fine.
Okay. The rogue is like, no, I don't. He doesn't buy it. He is going to head back in there and start saying, hey, all of you, up, weapons out, let's do this. Okay, but nobody intervened this particular round. So let's go upstairs. So, Sparrow, you have climbed to the top of the stairs. You find basically an attic space with a number of walls. There are hammocks strung between various parts of the wall. There's a table in the middle with a bunch of weapons and stuff on it. There are a couple of shadow knives just hanging out, doing shadow knifey stuff, checking over the weapons, counting coins, that sort of thing. And you have just climbed up these stairs.
Okay.
No one seems to see you, at least not yet. What would you like to do? This right here, that's a hammock.
Okay.
This is also a hammock.
Well, I think since I see the two of them over that way, I would like to slip around to the other side. Like, so if since they're off to the left, I think I'm gonna go right and try to slip around what looks to be like these little wall spaces. Is that what those are?
Yeah, if they're blocking
Okay.
your line of sight, those are pieces of wall. Some of
Okay.
the walls have been like broken down, like caved in. This whole space, it appears to have once been some kind of extension of the inn beneath, but now it's been like worn down by the elements and by misuse.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead and move your token,
All right.
and I shall tell you what you see.
All right. So I'm gonna move about here.
Okay. Yep, you can see another shadow knife looking away from you, like looking out the window.
Okay.
And he's murmuring something about that he was sure that the grocer shortchanged him on this hunk of cheese that he bought. Now, I mean, he loves cheese, but maybe he doesn't even want to eat this cheese now. He feels so bad. Maybe I should go back and stab that shopkeeper. But
Sparrow just kind of rolls her eyes.
he sells
like-
such good cheese. He does
Well.
have some coin pouches on his belt.
Hmm.
Look, I'm always trying to tempt Sparrow and say, like,
I know.
pickpocketing people. I really am, and it's gonna happen one of these days.
One of these days. I mean, it is tempting. He is all the way over there, though.
True.
Let's see. I do need to kind of go up that way,
You'll peek
though.
around the corner a little bit.
Yeah, I want to peek around the corner a little bit.
All right, yeah, okay. So you can see these broad doors that are open to the outside, and that appears to be where the balcony is. This one at the south is open, and you can faintly see outside.
Okay. Do I see?
And you hear loud like laughter and like flirts going on outside.
All right. Well, do I see anywhere that would like match up in relation to where I saw that rope?
You are pretty sure the rope came in this window that the rogue is standing in front of.
So he could be anywhere in this place at this point. That's wonderful. All right. Well, I'm gonna inch closer, and maybe I can try to determine if I can figure out where he went from there. If I can kind of get a better look around.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself.
All right. Well, let's see. I think I'm gonna try to inch closer, but I don't know if I necessarily want to come up right behind the guy. So I don't have an easy meet. Like if he turns around, like that's kind of a problem. Although I am super sneaky.
That's right. So as you approach, I'm going to need you to make another stealth check.
Okay. I can do that.
Oh. Okay.
What would this be if not fun?
All right. So you step on a floorboard that creaks very, very conspicuously, and this rogue at the corner at the window just turns around and sees you, and oh boy, you're a very conspicuous looking person, like not particularly well, he thinks there's a nightmare coming to kill him, and it is time to roll initiative. So
oh my god. Well, I mean, I don't know. She doesn't dress all that differently from like it's the eyes, isn't it?
it is, yeah, it's the eyes and the unnaturally quick and soft and dark movements. Yeah.
I mean, it's a thieves guild. What do you want, man? But sure, I will roll.
Well,
this.
hold on. You raise a good point. You raise a very good point. Make a charisma check.
All right, that I can do. Just flat charisma,
Yep.
or am I like okay? Well, I got a pretty decent charisma. I'm not. It's only an 11 though.
Okay. He does not recognize you.
Okay. That can be both good and bad.
Right. If you'd rolled higher, he definitely would have recognized you. And you are a former member of this guild.
I am. That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
which is why it can be both good and bad.
He starts going for a weapon.
And I,
And
No.
you also rolled initiative.
let me do that now.
Okay.
Let's see. I got myself selected, so boop. 21. Not bad.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. All right, hang on. I gotta go grab something on D&D Beyond. Okay, I think you're gonna go before him anyway. So yeah, what would you like to do?
Sparrow will like legit just hold up her hands and just be like, hold on, friend. Let's not be hasty.
Okay. Make a deception check, please.
Oh no, deception check. 18.
Because your whole vibe is let's be hasty. Okay, 18. Yeah, let's make him make a wisdom save. Just no, all right. He's like, huh, I didn't see you there. And he sheathes his blade again. Is this some kind of prank? What are you doing? What's up with your eyes?
It's a medical condition.
What kind of medical condition? I stuck my eyes in acid?
They're red. They're not burned.
Oh, how would I know? That looks freaky, lady.
You've never seen unusual eye colors before. I'm sure. Look, there are enough mages that change their eyes all the time, and here I have them on my own, and everyone acts like I'm some sort of monster. I'm getting kind of tired of it, honestly.
Do you work for Karis? Did Karis put you up to this?
You're assuming there's this to put me up to.
Well, sneaking
not-
up on me with a... Is that a sword? Were you gonna stab me?
I'm not drawn. You have a sword.
Well, obviously, he shows you his scimitar. It's like, obviously, you're gonna need to be... I'm keeping watch here.
Yes. It's a thieves guild. We're all armed.
So it is at that point that this door to the east busts open,
No.
and two crossbowmen come through the door. Well, one of them, who looks very besotted, is like, "Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll just let her in, and no problem." And there's one who's following him, like, "I don't know, Chief. I don't know about this one." And they both stop when they see you. I'm going to need you to make 2 charisma checks, please.
All right. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2. 14 and 4.
Okay.
It's a nat 1 on one of those.
So one of them just goes right past you. Do you let him walk past you?
Yeah.
Yeah. He says, "Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll just let her in." Man, she really wants to hang out with us. She seems nice. Anyway, he heads to the stairs. The other one is staring at you, like with wide eyes, a crossbow in his hands.
Is there something wrong?
And
There's
he's
something in
like,
my face.
"Sparrow."
Guilty as charged.
You do recognize this guy, a former member of the guild who you didn't get on well with. What is his name?
let's call him. The only name I can, for whatever reason, the only name popping to my head is Carl, but I don't think that.
Carl. Okay, Carl. We will say his name is Carlos, but everybody calls him Carl.
Gotta fantasy up that name.
Gotta fantasy it up. Yeah. And what did you do that pissed him off? Were you just too successful? Were you just a woman existing near him? Any of these things?
It might have involved a situation where a crossbow bolt was left lodged in a very soft place.
Shot him in the ass. Okay.
Yes.
So that's a good backstory. He used to be an adventurer like you until you shot him in the butt.
Intentionally. Like she out of character absolutely did it intentionally. In character, it was an accident.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, so yeah, he's gonna line up his crossbow to fire at you. So we now have a complex situation. Let's do this. All right, Sounder, you get to go first. You're downstairs. You hear shouting from upstairs, and a thief comes down the staircase. And he's like whistling to himself. He's humming a jaunty tune. He's like, oh, making drumming sounds, a cappella. Dum 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 dum. And he's just do 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 do. And he walks by and he looks around and he sees, this bloody thief, and then the two of you, and he hears angry shouts from the other chamber. And he's like, hey, what? Okay, so.
This night has just been wild, man.
Are you going to try and convince him that nothing's wrong? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
All right, make a deception check,
not that
please.
Nothing's wrong, just that we're actually innocent of wrongdoing.
Oh.
There's clearly something wrong.
Okay, make a deception
I
check.
didn't do it.
See, I rather think deception should be more like an influence or a fast talking sort of thing. Because I feel like you're not really trying to deceive somebody. You're trying to convince them that your way of thinking is the correct way of thinking, which could be true, right? Anyway, go ahead and make that check, please. 15. Okay. He is currently under the influence of a charm person spell. So he goes, ha! And then he heads toward the front door. Okay. Unfortunately, this thief who is snoozing here on the couch looks over, and you have, well, I don't want to say killed, but incapacitated her partner, and is like, hey, what? All right, so that was basically your action. So Sparrow, we're back to you. So there's one thief who's definitely looking to shoot you with that crossbow he's got. One thief who's confused. He's like, you know this lady? How did she get her eyes like that? Anyway, what do you want to do?
Okay. Well, at the very least, I am going to. This is a tough situation, isn't it? Because there's stuff I could do, but that would out. I don't want to do them in front of people. That's the problem. You know what? He doesn't like this situation, so I'll ask this then. How are the shadows? Could I get to the side of or behind the dude that has the crossbow trained on me?
Yeah, you could run over to him.
Well, I was gonna bamf, but
Yeah, you could move up to him and go into his shadow if you want to.
I more meant I was going to step over to him
Oh,
and then do
yeah,
like,
you could duck
Yeah.
behind you into a set of shadows nearby.
okay,
No
yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I'll do that. She'll kind of like do this little bit of a spin back kind of around the wall into the shadow cast by it, and then poof, and put herself, let's see, to the side of the guy, behind the guy, like where would be the best place, shadow wise?
Doesn't matter. Just adjacent to him would be
Adjacent him.
fine.
She'll pop right behind him.
Okay.
Her, and
Yeah,
if
he
she
is now
can,
leveling his crossbow at somewhere where you are not.
and her rapier out, and she's going to try to kind of like have that kind of rapier point just up against his throat. You might want to think better of that, dear. Put that down before you hurt someone.
It sounds to me like you were attempting to intimidate him.
I am.
Okay. Make a check, please.
It's not my best check, but are you kidding me? I rolled a 4.
He is not intimidated by you. Not at all. In fact, he's enraged that you would even try this.
no advantage from the fact that I literally just disappeared and reappeared right behind him.
No, he knows your tricks. That's how you shot him in
How
the
does-
butt.
I wouldn't have had those tricks back then.
Yeah. He is not taken unawares.
Okay.
Okay, so downstairs, the thief on the couch is heading over to the kitchen. She doesn't quite have enough movement to get all the way there and attack, so she just kind of stops in the doorway. Meanwhile, Anji, I'm going to need you to roll initiative, please.
Okay. I can do that. I know how to do that. Okay. All right. 13.
13. Okay. Just put you into the. Okay. Good, because you're coming up pretty soon. The rogue comes over and he opens the several locks to open up that door so that you can come in, because he's charmed. He thinks that's a good idea.
It's the best idea.
Yeah.
Hello, darling. Where's the party?
He jerks a thumb back over his shoulder. He says, "Oh, it's in there," where you start seeing all the chaos start to unfold.
I'm gonna like thread my arm through his, and we're going like it's Oz. Like we're skipping right toward the chaos.
Excellent. So does somebody want to run Oriana, or should I continue running her as an NPC?
I think as an NPC would probably be easiest.
Okay.
You're being
Good.
very helpful, so yes, keep being helpful.
See, you might come to regret that decision. But you know, it's fine. I'm just gonna say NPCs don't always make the best of choices. Anyway, she is gonna Eldritch Blast that rogue who came into the doorway. Okay, doesn't do a whole lot of damage to her, but it does strike her. Does she have any adjustments to her Eldritch Blast? Because that's a thing warlocks often do. I don't think so. No. Okay. So yeah, just a little bit of damage. Okay, then it's going to be Anji's turn. So yeah, the rogue is very accommodating. He's like, "Yeah, come this way. I'll show you where the party is. It's so good to meet you. I'm a big fan."
Of course you are. When we get there, how many? So what am I aware of when we first walk in? Like, how many of these Shadow Knives guys are there, and like how violent does it look to me on?
Okay, so in this big common room, you can see a couple of couches which are empty. There's nobody there. There's just the one guy who's meeting you at the door. There is another Shadow Knife operative who is running over toward what looks like a kitchen. And she got blasted by a very familiar Eldritch Blast, which is clearly Oriana's blast. There is an open door up kind of to the west of where you are, which is leading into some kind of banquet hall. And you can see that there are several thieves in there. You can't see how many exactly.
Okay, yeah.
And
I'm
there's
just
sort
gonna
of an
head in
uproar starting up.
Yeah, I'm gonna head in the general banquet hall / uproar direction.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do anything rash until there is a large enough audience to make it worth my while.
All right, once you get to about there, you can see that there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in there that you can faintly see. They're all kind of roguish looking people, except for one person who's wearing a robe like a wizard. And they're getting up and gathering up weapons and putting their dice and cards down as though they are going to get into a fight.
Have they been drinking? Are there like drinking vessels? Okay.
Oh yeah, clearly.
All right, I would like to dash into there and just like pick up the first drinking vessel I see.
Okay.
Yeah,
and you pick up a goblet.
And I flip it over.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of sour wine comes out.
I'm not actually going to sing on stream, although if I'd had more wine, I might. I learned the thing. I am going to start with, I have a spell called Enthralling Performance, and I'm literally going to get everyone's attention with it.
Awesome. All right. Is that a saving throw sort of thing?
It is. Everybody owes me wisdom 15.
Okay. So there are 5 bandits and 1 wizardly type. So here we go. Okay, you captured the attention of 2 of the bandits, it looks like. And then the wizardly type also captured their attention. Okay, so you got half the people in that room enthralled by your performance.
And they just want to look at me instead of fight my friends. So I will continue to sing and play my pretend drum on the back of the goblet, and just be cute and entertaining. And yeah.
Okay. The ones that you caught were the guy who initially let Sounder in. He is enraptured. This rogue here, you also caught. He's looking at you. And then the wizard type is this one. And he was, they were starting to put together a spell, and then they're like, ha. You're doing your little like pitch perfect cups routine,
Exactly.
and distracting all of them. And these others, they were gearing up to go into the other room to see what was going on. And now they're confused because, well, that's the last thing they expected. So I think they're going to be confused and not do anything for this particular round. Okay, upstairs. We're just going to get through this round and then we're going to go to our break. So
okay,
just a couple more actions. Okay, this guy, he's going to turn and he's going to loose his crossbow bolt at Sparrow. Sorry, I had to move you for a second so that I can swivel him around.
Okay.
Okay. It's like a point blank shot. It's kind of tricky for him though, because you did just appear out of nowhere. So I am going to give him disadvantage on his attempt to shoot you with this crossbow.
Okay.
So here we go. Well, I mean, that's a good thing because he might have crit you otherwise, but he does not.
Okay.
The crossbow bolt does strike you, however.
Great.
Let's see. Are you not gonna roll damage for me? Oh, that's fine. Oh, it does 9 points of damage to you. So yeah, crossbow bolt sinks into your midsection. It's like, ha! Ha! How do you like it? Ha!
That was uncalled for.
Okay. All right, so this guy's enthralled. These other rogues are not going to do anything. Okay, so that is the end of this round. So let's take our break and we'll come back for more of this exciting encounter. Don't go away. Yang Yang, queue us up for 10 minutes and we will be right back. Hello, everybody. Thanks for waiting around. Thanks to our raiders from Epic Realms, by the way. That's really great to see you. I wanted to remind everybody that we are doing Extra Life this weekend. We have some incentives that you can bid on, and obviously we're raising money for a charitable cause. And so the link should be down there in the doobly-doo. You can bid on items to assist us in our The Monsters Know What You're Doing adventure that we have going on from 4 to 8. And one of the really cool incentives, and this is kind of a big ask, but if there's someone out there who really wants this to happen, the legendary Keith Ammon, the author of The Monsters Know What They're Doing, has generously agreed to donate a one-shot of his time DMing your group for $1,000 donation. So put some money together with your group and get that to happen, because he is an amazing person and an amazing DM, and I think you'll have a good time. You can also check out his abilities in our game 4 to 8 this weekend, right here on the Dungeon Scrawlers channel. We'll be looking forward to it. Plus, we are starting the book 4 finale resolution of the Westgate Irregulars campaign, so don't miss that. And before, we also have the next, I no longer want to say last, next arc of the Auroria game, which is the Power of the Stars Constellations game. If you have been catching some of that one-shot, two-shot, now three-shot action during the break, it is continuing on Saturday. So we have a full 12 hours of gaming for you, starting at noon, ending at midnight Pacific time. Be there or be square, natural one. Anyway, okay, game time. So back to this complex unfolding battle. So Sounder, it is your turn. You are downstairs. The thief who appeared in the doorway got blasted by an Eldritch Blast. You also saw Anji run past and then start a musical routine to distract the rogues in the banquet hall just to your north. You're not sure how many rogues are going to come out that door and how many are enthralled by her music. What do you want to do?
Okay, so quick clarifying question for me, the player who has forgotten.
Mhm.
In our pre-prep planning, we determined that there was some stuff in an area of the place that we wanted to get. Was that upstairs or downstairs?
So you're pretty sure that the upstairs has just a bunch of guards and like some weapons and stuff. There is apparently a secret chamber here at the safe house, which might be in the closed off section in the northeast of the building.
Okay.
Which Sparrow has never been to and isn't sure how to access.
Okay.
So it's either in this secret chamber, which might be up there, or might be somewhere else, or it's just out here in that area. So that's your best lead, is to check out the northeast area.
Cool. Which means I'm gonna have to get past this person in front of me anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do 2 things. 3 things technically, because I have to move to do one of the things.
Okay.
First thing I'm gonna do is to Oriana go, all right, come on, it's time to go.
Yep.
And
just gonna follow you.
I'm gonna use my action to I don't know if this is a thing you can do in 5e, but as I'm moving, I would like to disengage to get past the thief in the doorway, because I'm not sure if that's a thing I can or can't do.
You can.
Okay.
She is kind of blocking a lot of your space, however. So you're basically going to need to shoulder her out of the way, or like tumble around her.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
In
take the disengage
that
action, which means that you won't
case-
provoke attacks of opportunity during this movement.
In that case, instead, I'm going to use my action to cast Infestation. I will drop that in chat real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Hopefully that actually comes up. Oh, come on, it didn't show it. Show the thing.
I think I'm vaguely familiar with how that works. So the I assume you're targeting the bandit who's in the doorway.
Yes.
Okay, gotta
They
make
make
a
a
con save.
Constitution save. Yep.
Okay.
They're what is it? They're 13. Sorry. Brain
Mhm.
blanked on what the word for that was. Their target is 13.
Okay, and if they fail, they take poison damage.
They take the poison damage
Okay.
and they move a random direction, 5 feet in a random direction.
Okay, I will roll a die. This is a D10 that I'm rolling. Okay, that is back and up.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, the thief goes, and starts patting at her clothes wildly, and staggers back.
I'm gonna move my maximum movement. I can't see how many squares that is off the top of my head. Hang
You
on.
can use the arrow keys to move yourself.
That's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep. You're just kind of stalking around the thief lady.
Yep.
Also, you do have this charmed rogue who followed along with Anji and is now rocking out to the drum beats.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay. Yeah, you see Anji putting on this performance, and it is remarkable. Like, what is happening here? And there seems to be some magic about it, but you recognize talent recognizes talent. That's what we're saying.
Okay.
Yep, you moved. Okay. I think that's it, unless there was something else.
Yeah, no,
Okay. All right, cool. Sparrow's turn. Oh, I skipped over there.
Okay. Sparrow's turn.
Yep. Here we go.
All right. Well, let's see here. So, dude shoots her point blank in the gut. That's
Yep.
not great.
No.
Well then, I think Yeah, I think what I will do is it's like I'm on a balcony, right?
Yep.
At this point. I'm just gonna stab him. I'm like,
Mhm.
Sparrow is tired. Like she just got shot in the gut.
She's had a
She's-
long night.
She's had a long night. She's tried to play nice.
Mhm.
I think she's just done at this point.
Okay.
So let's see. Although I can't. It's a one-on-one fight, so getting advantage isn't really something I could easily do.
Mhm.
Let's see. Well, actually, okay. Refresh my memory. What determines whether or not you have advantage in a given attack?
It could be any number of things. Like the enemy can't see you. The enemy is like tripping or falling. The enemy is prone. The enemy is
Okay.
distracted. In this case, like, okay, the guy with the crossbow is like, haha, and he tosses aside his crossbow and he's reaching for his scimitar. And then he jerks up and he's like, what was that? And he seems to be reacting to something happening behind him.
Well, then she's just gonna take that opportunity to stab him.
You don't have advantage, but you could get your sneak attack if you
Yeah.
manage to hit. So
Okay. Sure. That's what I was going for anyway. So
mhm.
I will do this. That's a 16 with the rapier.
Oh yeah, that hits. And everyone who thinks I'm being very charitable, you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Okay, go ahead
Okay.
and roll damage.
Well, there is the regular damage. Oh yeah, no, it rolled sneak attack for me too.
Oh man. All right. Yeah, you ran this guy through.
Yeah, she just like there's a moment as soon as he gets distracted, but like she's in pain. She got shot in the gut. This is the second time in like 2 days that she has had a bad night, and she's just done. And so yeah, she just no hesitation drives her rapier right through the guy the moment he looks away.
Okay. Yeah, and he goes down. And as he is falling, you see just like the slight profile of someone standing just on the other side of the door. And it is Tarrant. And he's like, oh, fancies meeting you here.
Yes, fancy meeting you here as well.
I
She'll look
appreciate
down
the
at-
distraction. It let me get through the window. I've been spending the last 20 minutes trying to figure out how I was going to get that guard to go away.
Figures. And here I thought you were already inside.
And then you hear, oi! And more rogues start rushing at you from deeper in the building. And Tarrant's like, well, pulls out his short
Yeah.
sword.
Well, she'll kind of lift up her rapier, look down at Carl. Never liked him anyway.
Carl! Okay. All right. So it is Oriana's turn. And well, actually, it's this. It's technically this thief who is right next to Sounder. It's her turn, and so the infestation only lasts that one turn when you cast it, right? Okay. What she's going to do is she is going to take a swing at Sounder.
Ew.
Oh, okay. She rolls a natural one. What happened is she reached for her scimitar and caught a huge beetle instead. And then she's like, ah, and just, does not manage to hit you. Okay, it is Oriana's turn. Oriana is going to follow after you. And she is going to proceed her approach with another Eldritch Blast.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Does some more damage to this rogue lady. Does not take her down, however. And she is going to move there. putting you in an excellent flanking position. Okay, Anji.
So there are a few folks in this room who are not currently in my thrall, correct? Like there are people.
Correct. The ones that are farthest away from you. This
Okay.
one here.
Okay.
This one here. And this one here.
So yeah, the far side of them over, and I don't think I can click on it because there's stuff in my way. I have a tiny screen. But over there, I am gonna throw a minor illusion that sounds like something is exploding. Like
Okay.
make them turn their backs because it sounds like big kaboom, so that the people who are with me could conceivably get the jump on them.
Okay. I'm gonna have them make a wisdom save to avoid being distracted.
Very loud noise.
Okay, what's your save DC? You said it was 13.
This is just a cantrip, so it's not even telling me.
Oh yeah, but what is your save DC normally for any spell?
I shall look at that. Wisdom 15.
Oh, okay. So only one of them is not distracted. This guy in the middle is not distracted. These other two react to the sound. Okay. And they're like, what? What was that? And this guy in the middle is like, it's her. It's the drummer. It's the drummer lady. He doesn't recognize you. He doesn't know who you are. And now he is the only one who is going to act out of that group. You've locked down everybody except for him.
That guy.
He does not have a crossbow. He is
Oh,
going
that's
to
good.
jump up on the table and just try and slash you with his scimitar. So here we go. Ooh, 19 to hit you. Does that hit?
I don't know how to tell you that.
Okay, well, it would be compared to your armor class.
Oh, then it hits. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my armor class is 11. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And he does 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. He slashes at you and kind of just bloodies your shoulder, messes up your outfit.
Okay. I will remind the group that I have some people who literally would get in the way of that because they are charmed.
Okay. Yeah, the guy who is right next to you is like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he pulls out his sword and attacks that guy.
Okay, good. I'm a hide behind Mr. Fighting for my honor guy, because there are things I am good at and there are things I am not good at, and thing I am not good at is fighting back.
Yeah, that guy is literally, how dare! All right. Yeah, he pulls out his sword and leaps up on the table, and they start sword fighting on the table. All right.
I do love it when the boys get rowdy.
The most dramatic possible. I love it.
Okay. Sounder, it is your turn again.
Oh, right. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna lob a magic missile, like you do.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna put one of them on the what's the word? One of them's going on this lady who had recently been fighting bugs.
Okay, the
I
injured
can
lady.
just barely see one of the guys on the table.
Yeah.
So the one that had taken a swipe at Anji is gonna get
Okay.
one of these missiles. And I
Okay.
think the third is going to go back at what's her face. So, do the thing.
All right,
Do the
so
thing. Roll the dice.
roll me some d4s. Okay, so that first missile does 2 damage. That is enough to take down the bug lady.
All right, then the other 2 are going at the guy.
They're going to arc to hit the guy on the table. Okay.
Yep.
Magic missile is such a cool spell because it never misses. At least not in this edition. Okay. 1 strikes him in the gut. He goes, ugh, staggers back. And another one strikes him in the chin, and he goes, ugh, and looks very, very beat up. This is the guy who initially welcomed you into the kitchen.
Yeah, this is
Oh no!
This is fine. This is fine. This has gone
This is fine.
terribly. It's horrible. It's fine.
Okay, Sparrow. So you and
All right.
Tarrant are upstairs,
Hmm.
and there are some dudes approaching you. Well, I mean, they're not necessarily all dudes. One of them
Yeah.
might be not a dude. You know, we're going to be gender accepting here among the Shadow Thieves and the Shadow Knives.
They take
But
all
anyway,
kinds.
they are
Fine.
coming. So, what would you like to do?
Well, they're coming at how many did you say there were? Or did you?
You could
say?
see 3 of them. There's one to the south of you who was keeping watch out that window down below. And there are
Okay.
2 in the kind of main room who are coming toward you.
All right. Well, let's see. Whichever one's closer, I think. Let's see here. Let me look at the map. All right. Just checking some distances.
Okay.
Okay. So,
You and Tarrant are kind of fighting in concert, more or less. Your initiatives are right next to each other. So
Okay.
you can, if you want him to act first, he will.
yeah, why don't I'll hold off for now and let him go before me. Kind of get to see what he does first, and then
Okay,
I'll
he runs in here, and it looks like he's going to strike that thief with his sword.
Mhm.
In fact, he does take a swing at the thief, who basically blocks the sword with his crossbow. But then Tarrant like goes underneath and just kind of like punches him up into the ribs.
Mhm.
And let's see. And the thief goes, oh, and then he's standing there woozily, stunned.
All right. Let's see. Well, then I think what I will do.
Yeah, and
Yes,
Tarrant
let's
keeps
see.
moving. Like he disappears off into this other room here. Yeah, leaving him a sitting duck for you.
Yeah, at this point I'm done. Like Sparrow is just done. So she's going to close the distance, and she's going to take advantage of that opening and stab the guy on
Okay.
her way through.
You have advantage because he's stunned.
Okay, so
10 will not hit.
9 will. Ugh.
9 will also not hit. However, if you want to, you could just pile through and just shove him out the window.
Yeah,
Because he's
let's
reeling
shove him out
around
the
stunned
window.
and you just ran right at him. So
Yeah,
all right.
She'll shove him out the window.
So he manages to deflect your rapier, but you just barrel through and just shoulder him out the window. Glass shatters, he goes falling into the street.
All right, fantastic.
As you ran past, you saw Tarrant running into the next room, and he seems to be kind of like lurking in the shadows again.
Okay.
And he gives you a little smile, like an improving smile. Like, yeah.
All right, fantastic.
Okay. Bonus action, anything?
Yeah, where is Tarrant at the moment? I can't actually see him the way the.
Yeah, your character can't see him.
Fair enough.
Somewhere over here.
Somewhere over
Right.
here. If I can, if there are shadows I can step through, I will reload. I'll move myself. Probably.
To here.
Probably more. Yeah, probably about there.
Okay. Yep. All right. So you hop through the shadows and you appear next to him.
Kind of in
He
a
is-
in a crouch.
And he tilts his head to the side and he says, "Where'd you learn to do that?"
A girl has her secrets.
Crossbow bolt sprouts out of the wall, kind of near your head. And Tarrant says, "You'll have to tell me later."
Later.
Okay, downstairs. Oriana. Oriana is looking forward to blasting somebody, but everybody seems kind of locked down at the moment. She looks over at Forda. She goes, "Up, down, where are we going?"
And to refresh my memory, upstairs to the northeast is where we suspect this thing is.
Well, upstairs, the
Right,
stairs are to
was.
the south, and that upstairs area is where Sparrow is, which seems unlikely that that's where what you're looking for might be. It's more likely that it's in this northeast quadrant of the building, which is downstairs.
Okay.
It's still on the first floor. You're just not sure how to access it.
Okay. It's not my turn, so I can't use message. Just gonna pretty much say, all right, we know it's in here somewhere. Let's get looking.
Okay. She hears fighting from upstairs too. You hear fighting from upstairs as well. And she says, "All right, you look around. I'm gonna blast a few people." And she,
Go make sure Sparrow ain't dying.
well, she was actually thinking of backing up Anji there because there are two rogues in there who are not taken in by her spell.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
So
Good
yeah,
plan, Oriana.
she runs into the banquet room and just starts blasting. Right. So Anji, you see Oriana come in, and she looks at you and she's like, and then starts blasting the thieves who don't appear to be captivated.
Well, that's quite lovely. Yeah. Well done. Well done.
I think what she is going to do is she is going to fire off a Burning Hands, which they are going to attempt to save against. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, okay. One of them made it and took half damage. We'll say the one who was farther away managed to get the table between him and the Burning Hands. So just some of the fire got over to him. This one, however, becomes a smoldering corpse. Okay. Sorry. Anji, it was your turn if you want to take an action of some kind.
So
I'm not entirely sure how your performance works. If you need to.
I only had to sing for a minute, and then they're in my thrall for an hour, and I can
Oh,
make
I see.
whatever I want.
So
So
maybe we adjudicated that incorrectly, and you should have been singing for a little while before you captivated them. But this is fine. I'm happy with how this went. So as long as you keep singing, you will keep enthralling them.
okay. Tell me when it has been a minute so that I can do the next thing.
Okay. It has currently been like 20 seconds. So you got to keep
Okay.
doing this for 4 more rounds.
Yeah, I know. We're still. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. Like we're
Yep.
we're in it right now.
One guy is rooting for the anti-hero. Okay.
Ought to be.
So, look, you don't come to the stream for Taylor Swift references, but you get them sometimes. Okay. So you can do more actions while you're singing.
Okay. The thing I want to do is, and you tell me if I'm able to do this. I'm going to use a little more magic, and that is that I have the power of suggestion, and I want to use it on the guy who is double in my thrall, the one that I already got outside, who I also got again. I don't know if that gives me any bonuses, but I feel like it would be easier.
It wouldn't really do extra, although if the charm broke, the suggestion would still be active.
I want him to bring me the object.
Oh, okay. All right. So you cast suggestion. He is going to have difficulty saving against this. So let me roll his save. Yeah, he failed his save. So he turns, he says, "Yes, horned princess. What can I do for you?" What do you ask him as part of your suggestion? Or what do you tell him to do?
So I will describe as best I can this object that was in the custody of Lord Robillard that I know is now in the building.
So
and
the crystal shard.
See it. Yeah, I want to see it. Can you bring it to me? I want to see it.
Okay, bring me the amethyst crystal shard.
I want to see it.
Okay.
Please.
He looks a little confused for a second, and then is like, "Yes, I will find you such a thing.
Of course you will, darling.
Let me just take care of this rabble that's trying to stop your performance first, my mistress." Okay. Upstairs again. The rogues up here, they have lost sight of you, the two of you. So one of them comes over this way. Make a stealth check, please. Allie.
Yeah, I got you. Stealth, come on.
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
Nat 20. so
Tarrant has
26.
also lost sight of you.
And I haven't moved. That's the best part.
Well, you teleported through the shadows, and then the shadows just kind of like wrap around you, and you're just like
Yeah.
practically invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Tarrant shakes his head in wonder and is like, huh. And he moves around here, even as the guards start walking past. Like walking past you, like literally past you, and they don't see you.
Nice.
Okay. What else do you want to do? That wasn't really an action on your part.
Yeah. Well, so with that, I'm gonna make my way for the stairs.
Well, there's currently a guy in the way.
There's a guy in the way, but
Yeah.
I can just
You could crawl under that hammock. You could go around the north end.
okay.
There is,
I can't.
I believe there's some light in this. Yeah, there's some light coming from like a candle burning on the main table in the middle of the room.
Mm-hmm.
So stepping into the light will compromise your stealth. But if you do it when nobody's looking, you can still sneak around.
Okay. Yeah, let me do that, because then I could feasibly do the slippery get around with the poofing thing again.
Mhm.
Bamf. So I will wait. She'll hunker down and wait for an opening to do that.
Okay. So you're basically gonna ready in action to move past when you think nobody's looking.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to make a perception check
Okay.
just to see how effective you are at determining your moment. Okay,
Okay. 15.
all right. That guy is down, so he's out of the initiative order. Okay, I believe we are back downstairs. Okay, yeah. So, okay, so the two rogues that are still up and not enthralled, One of them is going to take a swing at the charmed guy. But he does not. He does hit, but he only does half damage. So their AC is not too great. Charm guy taking wounds for his fandom. Okay, this other one is going to come over and attack Oriana, who just lit him up. Let's see. He is going to hit her. I don't think she could get out of that even if she had like a shield spell or something. And do 5 points of damage to her. Which is not ideal. It could have been worse. Okay. All right. Sorry, it's Sounder's turn. Unless Sounder no, it is Sounder's turn. Okay. Sounder, what do you want to do?
All right, so I'm gonna move. Gonna move. Gonna move up into
Trying
here,
to
I think.
move the initiative tracker out of the way. All right, yeah, you're taking off toward the northern end.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, this guard at the end of this hallway now sees you, and he's like, "Hey, you!" He's got a stout cudgel, like a mace almost.
I just go. Did you not hear all that happening down in here?
Yeah, and I think you caused it. And he starts stalking down the hallway
It's
toward
great.
you.
It's just like, you're right, but why are you still in here? So she's gonna use her action to cast I'm just gonna lob a magic missile his way because that seems reasonable.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's 8 damage worth of magic missile. And then as bonus action, I'm going to make use of one of my racial traits. And what's that thing called? I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna do a shifting.
Okay.
Yeah. Just kind of shift into that kind of more piggish faced form, just sniffling around because, like, I mean, we need to find this hidden thing, and well, time is of the essence. And that's my turn.
So just look up. So you did 11 points of damage to him with your magic missiles.
Nice.
Okay. He, however, appears to be made of sterner stuff than the others.
Good.
And he is, yeah, obviously that's a good thing. And he is going to still be up. I am going to add him to the initiative order. Okay. It's not his turn yet. Okay, Sparrow, you're upstairs. Okay, yes, you think the time has come that you can move around and you won't be spotted.
All right, perfect. So I will make the move.
All right. So this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. There is another thief over here, but he is looking the wrong way.
Okay. Fantastic.
So your perception check was sufficient.
Great.
And he's basically saying, "Where did they go? Where did they go?" And you see Tarrant near the stairs. And he looks over at you, gives you a nod. You want to head to the stairs?
Yeah, head to the stairs.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you and Tarrant are both going to head down the stairs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move you over to the downstairs action. Cool. All right, that was basically both of your rounds. Okay, Oriana's turn. So Oriana has been holding back on doing her infernal rebuke, but it's coming. It's coming. She just doesn't. She didn't want to expend it on somebody who is quite that weak. What she's going to do instead is she's going to cast another spell. And what happens is this whole room suddenly fills with inky darkness. Anji, you can't see anything. You can hear fighting still going on. And you can hear the people that you have enthralled still going, rocking out to your performance.
Okay.
And Oriana says, "Don't worry. They can't hit what they can't see."
I wasn't worried, darling.
And if you look in the direction of when she was speaking, you could see this one burning eye, which is her slightly strange eye, illumined in the darkness for a moment, and then it winks out, and it's just inky blackness that you can't perceive through. It's very strange because right behind you, there's light. Like the room is normally lit. You can see the fire crackling on the fireplace, but in this banquet hall itself, total darkness. So your enthralling performance, you know that all that has to happen is they have to keep hearing you perform. So you don't have to be necessarily in line of sight to them. So you could move out of there and still be performing, and it would still theoretically keep working.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is your turn now.
So I had a plan, and now it's dark. Thanks, friend. You were right when you said NPCs don't always make the best.
They make decisions. They're not always the best decisions.
Bless her heart.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, but I'm gonna sort of like sidle in the direction the guy that went to find me the crystal went. Like,
well, he's still on the table. Like, he's still standing up on the table fighting
my
for your
dude is
honor.
moving too slowly. Okay.
Well, he's got to dispense with this threat first.
Can I see that?
No, it's inky darkness.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna.
Although it's possible that now that he can't see the threat, he thinks that it's been dealt with.
He's not real bright.
No, they don't hire them at the Shadow Knives for brightness.
This is not the Shadow Knives.
Only darkness. All right. Sorry. Couldn't resist.
It was you. So I will keep what I'm doing, but I'm going to like sidle toward where I think the staircase is.
Okay.
Because I know at some point I will have fully cast this magic, and then they belong to me even if I stop making sounds. So I want to be ready to do the next thing once they are entirely my bitches.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you back out of the darkened room. You're now in the light. It's just inky blackness inside that banquet hall. You hear it's like a mosh pit in there, basically. Like, people are rocking out and some people are fighting, and this is all coexisting. Just very violent vibes in there.
It's like a weekend. It's fine.
So you can still do something if you want to, like take an action, as long as it doesn't break your performance.
Can I see anyone?
But you see
Who is-
Sounder, you can see Tarrant, and you can see Sparrow, who are coming down the stairs.
But I can't see any enemies.
Not currently.
Okay, no, then I don't need to do anything. Actually, yes, I do. I can see Sparrow.
Mhm.
Sparrow has a hole in her. And
Yeah,
I
she
have
does.
you just
and
got
I have
a crossbow
healing
quarrel
potion.
standing out of her stomach. Yeah.
And I have a
Yes.
healing potion. So I am going to toss a healing potion to Sparrow. That is what I am going to do. I can do that while singing. I can do that while drumming.
Okay.
And it will make my ally here not have a hole in her person any longer.
You gonna move a little closer before you toss it, or are you gonna toss it from there?
Oh, I'm gonna move a little closer. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I am not an athlete.
Ugh.
I am here to entertain. I am not here to do things well. Yeah, no, I'm gonna right up the stairs in the rhythm of the music. And
Hey.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, you toss a healing potion to Sparrow. Sparrow, you're not very far away, so it's pretty easy to just catch
Okay.
it.
She'll catch it. She's probably was at least favorite like keeping a hand pressed to the wound just because ow. But she'll reach up to grab the potion as it's tossed to her.
Tarrant looks down at Anju, is like, yeah, this doesn't really surprise me.
You're welcome.
Okay, so yeah, the guy who's charmed by Anji is going to attempt to hit the guy that he is fighting. He misses terribly. Like, it's dark, he can't see anything. And he's like, now's my chance. He trips and falls off the table, stumbles up, climbs up to his feet out here. And he's heading toward Anji. He can't go quite that far because he had to stand up. Okay. Okay. The guard in the hallway, stalking towards Sounder. He approaches and he is going to swing his bludgeon at Sounder.
Excellent.
So, okay.
Just know that that's happening if it hits.
Yeah. I assumed something like that would probably happen. Come on, D&D Beyond. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, so he's swinging his bludgeon. The first was AC 22. Does that hit you even with the shield?
It does.
Okay, so that's 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
I'll just mark it on your token here. It doesn't hit you very hard, though. Like, it slams into the shield, and what should have been a bone-shattering blow is kind of reduced to just kind of like a rough shove. And then his second hit misses entirely, just skips off your magical shield. And it says, what? No fair. No fair. All
Oh,
right.
you think that ain't fair?
Sounder, your turn.
So, first thing Sounder does is actually, I'm going to take advantage of one of my, let me back up. First thing Sounder does is whip out, what's the word? What's the word? Weapon.
Okay.
She's got a dagger, so she whips that out, makes use of that. This is not, there we go. That did not roll the actual attack.
No,
That's
just roll the damage.
annoying. Since that doesn't want to function, hang on one moment. That's a 17.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. So
All
4
right.
damage.
You think that's not fair? Haha!
Knife. And then I'm
Knife.
going to make use of one of my what's the word? My parkour casting ability. One use of that to bonus action and cast infestation at him too. Just, here you go. Knife and fleas.
Okay. Cool, cool. Let's see. So that was a Constitution save, right?
Yep. Gotta make 13.
Oh, he succeeded.
Okay.
This guy's pretty big and tough.
That makes sense.
All right. He shakes off the bugs. He's like, God, no, hey, you stop that. You stop that right now. Okay, Sparrow. You now have a healing potion in your hand.
All right, I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
All right.
So it heals 2d4 plus 2. If you want to
Alright.
spend your entire round drinking the potion, this is the house rule that I use. If you just drink the potion, it's just an action to do. It heals 2d4 plus 2. If you spend your entire round making sure you get every drop of the potion, it heals the full 10. What do you want to do?
Damn. The action it takes, would it just be a standard move action, or it'd be like I would be able to attack if I got close to somebody?
Just be a standard action. It would just be your action that you would use to attack.
Okay, so I would. Yeah, I'll. I wouldn't be able to position myself either. I'll.
Don't think about it too much. Just tell me what you do.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take the roll.
Okay.
2d4 plus 2.
Yep.
Because I do want to do more than just stand here on the stairs. It's 8.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
a pretty
bad.
good roll. Yeah.
Yeah. So that puts me back up. I'm almost up to full. So that's good.
Okay.
So, Sparrow downs the potion and pulls the bolt out. A little wince as it starts to heal back up.
Yep.
All right. And then let's see. And that here, there's a guy there I'm seeing across from Sounder.
There's a person right here who appears to be like a rabid fanboy. And there is a big burly warrior who's fighting Sounder up in the corridor.
Okay. I think what I'll do is let's see. I'll at least get up to here.
Okay.
Move myself there.
Yeah.
And that is what I will do for now.
Fanboy doesn't attack you.
I'll
He's
kinda
like,
give
oh,
him
you're
a
with her? You're with her? Cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, I'm with her. I'll kind of give him like an uncertain sidelong look. It's
Yep.
like, all right.
Okay. Let's see, what's Tarrant gonna do? Tarrant is going to head down. He's giving Anji a uncertain sidelong look as he passes by. Like, maybe expecting that she's gonna stab him. Who knows? But I assume she doesn't stab him.
Can't be bothered right now.
You never
All right.
know.
He heads over this way and starts like touching stones on the fireplace. Okay. You hear some screams from inside the banquet hall. And Sounder, you can see Oriana emerges from out the other door behind this big burly thug guy. And she's got a very bloody sickle in one hand. and her eyes are glowing, and she's like, "Oh yes, here we go."
Just a little shudder. It's fine. This is fine.
Yeah, this is fine. But yeah, she looks particularly devilish, is what I'm saying, and she comes up and just hacks her sickle at him, which is not necessarily the most optimal thing she could do mechanically, but I think it makes sense in this context.
It's been a night. It's been a whole night.
That's right. Okay, she just swings at him kind of like wildly, and it scrapes off of his armor and does not penetrate. But it does draw his attention. He now realizes that he is liked by the two of you.
Just mildly unhinged energy. It's fine.
Right, exactly. Okay. All right, Anji's turn.
According to what I see on my screen, I should be able to see the guy that is currently engaged with Sounder and Oriana.
You can barely see him. He's kind of
Okay.
around the corner. But yeah, you
I
can
can-
barely see him.
I can see that he has a weapon.
hmm
This is me using prestidigitation to make that weapon red hot in his hand so that it is no longer comfortable for him to hold and he will have to drop it.
That's a really cool thing, but that's the heat metal spell. So that's a little bit more than prestidigitation can manage.
Well, then it says I can make it hot or cold, so maybe I'll make it ice cold and still equally uncomfortable in his hand.
Okay. You can indeed make the weapon uncomfortable. He won't necessarily have to drop it, but it'll give him disadvantage on his attack. Does that seem reasonable?
Yes, it seems perfectly reasonable.
Okay. Yeah, you weave
It
this
is the
into
thing
your
I can do that will make it harder for him
Sure.
and better for them.
Sure.
So
you weave this into your song. I'm not sure exactly how that manifests, but it's part of the music. And sure enough, his weapon starts becoming very, very cold. He is going to make a Constitution save to kind of shrug off the effect. Okay. He does look unhappy about all of that, obviously. Okay. All right. It is his turn. He is going to attack Oriana instead of Sounder because Oriana just attacked him. And she seems a little bit more dangerous with the sickle and the fiery burning eyes and stuff. You know, as you do. All right, so the first blow does not hit. The second does. Just slams into Oriana, who goes, and just bends over in pain. And then she looks up with her eyes burning red. And this is when the hellish rebuke happens. So dexterity, not really his thing. Oh no, it is not, because he rolled a natural 1 on his save. Okay, yeah, he takes, let me see, 26 fire damage. Because
Beautiful.
he crit failed on his save, so he just bursts into flames and becomes a flaming skeleton right in front of you.
I just
Wow.
got a mental image of that meme where it's Elmo just getting blasted. Just blasted.
Pillar of flame. And through the flames, you could see Oriana standing there, glorious, devilishly majestic. Anyway, I'm going to close this D&D Beyond window because that guy's dead. All right. So at this point, you have basically vanquished all of the enemies that could still be a threat to you. Assuming that that Anji continues her song. She is just going to charm all of the ones that are still up and about. And then you still have the one guy, the fanboy, who is charmed by you. So we have reached a point where the fight is at a pause. And that seems like an excellent time for us to end the session for tonight. So this game is going to require an additional session to finish up this particular arc, which, you know, is what happens. You know, 5e combat sometimes take a while, and this was a fun one. So we're going to continue the exploration in our next Greymantle session. Stay tuned for that. I mean, not today, but like sometime soon in the future. I have been Eric Scott B, the DM of this wonderful, dark, bleak game. It's not that bleak, it's just very dark. And you can find me on Twitter. I write books. I have a book coming out in the middle of November, which Amanda is going to tell you about, I suspect. And I want to remind everybody that we're doing Extra Life starting at noon on Saturday, noon Pacific time. We have 3 games. I am playing in all 3 games. I'm gaming for 12 hours on Saturday. It's going to be great. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Allie. Take it away, Allie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alexander Pitchford. You generally see me as Shay Darksong in the chat. I'm a moderator here, and now sometimes player. Hello. I'm also a writer, game designer, and currently I am writing a novella set in the same setting as this game. That is now has the 3rd chapter released on my Patreon, which I'm dropping in the chat. And if you want to check that out, it is seriously the lowest tier is like $1 a month, and the first chapter is completely free. So check it out. If you like Sparrow, you could see a bit of an older, a little bit more put together version of Sparrow.
Not as much of a hot mess. Awesome.
Not as much of a hot mess. I like to think. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So check that out and pass that over.
Awesome. Forda.
Hi, I'm Forda. You can find me on Twitter at FordaVear and Twitch, same handle, no dash in between. Most other places, dash in between. If you want to catch me doing more stuff, not this Saturday, but still go check them out at about, I want to say, the 5 p.m. Pacific time. The Polished Cryptid on her channel. They'll be playing some fusion of Strixhaven and eventually off to Spelljammer once
neat.
we get there. But
nice.
Yeah, that's the thing we're doing. So yeah, next place you'll catch me is Tuesday mornings if you were, or really late night for y'all. If for whatever reason you're up at 1 a.m, you can catch them on that channel as well.
Nice. And Amanda.
Hello, yes, I'm Amanda Cherry at Manda the Ginger on Twitter and TikTok, which are my 2 most used platforms. I'm also www.thegingervillain.com. In my regular life, when I'm not here playing D&D, I write books about ladies who aren't real nice, including one that I co-wrote with Eric Scott to be that does in fact come out November 15th, wherever books are sold. It's called Femmes Fatale, and it's about the 2 absolute worst people on the planet, and that's what makes them perfect for each other. So yeah, check that out. And apparently I'll be here at least one more time. So yay.
Excellent. Excellent. I want to remind people about 2 other things. Aaron's book, Empire of Exiles, is coming out next Tuesday, which is amazing. If you pre-ordered, some copies are showing up early, so you might have it in your hands right now, which is awesome. If you have not ordered it yet, you should definitely do so, because the other thing happening on Tuesday is you are going to vote in our democracy. That is your job. You have 2 jobs. 1, vote in our democracy. 2, buy Aaron's book, because you're going to need a treat after doing that. So thank you all. This has been very great, and keep your eyes peeled for more stuff. Join us on Saturday. We're going to have a good time. Until then, stay scrawly.